Hey, it's Joe Glines from the Automator, and another episode of what we automated this week with AutoHotkey. Let me switch over to my desktop, and we start. You notice here I have my banner up over my top left corner of the screen. You'll notice this episode's going to be slightly different as we go forward. Let me launch recently modified files. It's going to kick off a bunch of my scripts. Changing the resolution, DPI, my webcam reminder. This definitely has changed because I can see my webcam is smaller than it used to be. Thankfully, it'll remember that for next time. Turn on Do Not Disturb mode. And now we get going. Let's see here, clicking non-control. So I was just playing around with this, and we were doing some testing. It's pretty cool that you can. Let me go ahead and open this. Actually, it's right here, clicking on 32 controls. Yeah. So this one works very reliably. Let me move my calculator. The calculator is just an example. I've had this calculator forever. So I'm going to use send message to push a button. And I forget which one it is. I think it's the one button. Let me go ahead and launch this thing. What? I think I have some other stuff down here. Okay. And bring back up the calculator and Control T. Yeah, so this is sending the left button down and left button up to the one button. But what's really cool, let me clear this. Bring this guy over here just to cover it. If I hit Control T, it's still sending a mouse click to that window. But wait, there's more. So that's if this is here. Now check this out. Let's see. Let me put this where the one button now is off. Let me clear it. Now the one button is off the screen. Control T. Still hitting it. Let me clear it. Let me minimize it. Control T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it back. So it's still sending, even minimized with the send message. We're able to click this button. Now that's because I can get that control under it. So I was playing with when I can't get the control, which that's a bit trickier. I was trying to send it to coordinates and do stuff. But to start, this is just sending a button clicks. I have sending the right mouse button, the middle mouse button. You can do a double click middle, right, or left. I was doing some other stuff with it, but we'll cover that some other time. But we have some tough scripts that get windows put in front of them, and we can't get the sometimes we get the control, but even a control click doesn't necessarily work. So we're testing some alternative ways on that. So that was that. Get back to my tool. DOS Vegas double return. This is a stupid one. Let me just outline it here. So what I do is I get the clipboard, and I don't want to go through the example, but the problem was when I get it from an AI, any AI tool, when I get it from there, even though I tell it double return, it doesn't. And I need to paste it into Facebook, and when I paste it, it condenses it all where it's tough to read. So what I do is I get my stuff, I launch this script, I blank the clipboard, no, I actually don't, I'm sorry, I go copy it, and then I use this to copy the clipboard to this clip content, to just strip out the, no. So I first do the replace, wait a minute, because this should have happened first, and I know I updated it, but I don't see it here. So this will blanket, it'll set it to where it's just plain text, right? That should, at least that was the V1 approach to it. Then I shove it into a variable, and I replace every just simple new line with, I do the carriage return new line twice, so I'm just trying to do double. I don't think I need both of those, but it works. Oh, this is not the most recent version. That's because I know I don't have the message box in it. Do I have another version here? No. Oh, I moved it. That's right. It's under the client folder now. This is just my old version. That's why this is there. But anyway, this is where I was developing the code, and I realized I first have to make sure I only have the text version, because it was trying to paste it from the HTML version. The HTML version didn't have the double lines. So I first converted to text mode, replaced the double line. So this, let's just go back to a little easier to read. So I'm replacing a single new line with a double new line. I can get rid of this guy. And let me show you how it works. So if I'm in Claude, and in Claude I have a project for them. I do this Monday through Saturday for them. I'm just helping. I'm not getting paid. So we have, every day we have a special, and I've put pictures and of the food. I'm just going to hit retry here to get a new one. So here's the Menuda. I give them the day, the price, the name, Menuda, and then a brief description. It comes up with a couple possible headlines, and then the post. Now, what's interesting is you see here, it looks like this should post great, right? Well, let me open their Facebook page. And Facebook. I use Firefox for them. That way I don't have to log in and out. Now, let's see, if I was posting this, you would hope when I paste, it breaks it on different lines. But see how bunched up that is? So I'm going to undo. I'm going to come back to my script, launch it. Hopefully it runs. Hit my hotkey. Now, when I go paste it here, hopefully, yeah, see, it looks much better, right? So, and of course, I could go to Notepad and Control Replace or something. The line returns with 2, but I just wanted a simple thing to where I didn't have to do that. And then I push in the picture and post. But AI is doing a really good job of writing, creating the pictures. This one, actually, they didn't have enough. I had fajitas for 1, not for 2, so I used the Nano Banana to double the meat in it. But yeah, they're coming out really, really nice posts. This one, I didn't have a picture of their, what were those called? Campaneros, I think. And so I asked it to create it for me on their table. So this isn't even their food. The rice is and the plate is, but I had it replace something like chicken with these things because I didn't have a picture of it. That, I think, was actually my meal. That was their Taco Tuesday special, if I remember right. Anyway, you get the idea, right? So it's doing a really nice job of posting social media posts for them. And they're just a struggling local business that don't know tech, so I'm just trying to help them out. So yeah, so that was that. Getting controls. Yeah, we've built a really cool script for the helper, getting controls, control helper script for writing syntax. I was working on this post message example of sending post messages for clicking, and for whatever reason, it wasn't working. So I'm not going to share that one yet, but I was trying different ways of sending clicks to a given window, especially if you can't get the control under your mouse. So that was that. This AI error assist, this is a great one. So now, did you see that notice update here? And now, hopefully, let me go back and look at so we updated this script, this recently modified to a custom version for me, where when I'm in this tool and I click something that has in the file a pretty link, like right here, homepage text or homepage text links, either one of these. I think it's this one though. It will just update it on my banner, and so after making this video, I don't have to go add in all the stuff, or because my son is editing these videos now, and he doesn't know what we do and don't have, right? So it's because he's just starting out, right? He hasn't been working with us forever, so this makes it really easy. So now he can just go and edit, where I mess up, he can cut that. Thanks, John. But normally, I'd have to sit here and watch him and tell him, oh yeah, we have that tool, and now it's already there. So I was like, that's really cool. Our Claude main, let's see, AI errors. So This is a tough one to kind of explain. It's not we're borrowing from the AI error assist, and what we're doing is we're going to make it where in prompt assistant, like let's say I had a prompt. Let me go into customize. I don't know if I actually have a working example. I know it's not working, but AI. So I might have a prompt like this. Your role is to help optimize YouTube videos, blah, 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 right? And then what it would do is this is the prompt I want to use. Instead of having like a project with all the stuff, oh, got a call here in an hour. Instead of having a prompt that I want to use in the tool, I can have them all here in Prompt Assistant. It's kind of why we wrote it. But what we're going to do is when you select it, it's going to open our AI tool, which allows you to use one of, I forget, they're up to like 500 models, right? We're going to go through Open Router, and we're going to load it in the WebView 2 tool, and it's going to push in the entire prompt that you've stored here, and then you can type a little bit more, right? So it's kind of like a hot string, but with Prompt Assistant, you can have a hotkey or a hot string as a trigger, or the GUI if you can't remember, like I showed you here earlier, right? So we're going to build the backend tool to pull up kind of like a browser, because we're not going to try automating browsers suck, as most of you probably know. But we don't want to automate a browser and then have to worry about different browsers and different website, different AI tools in their browsers. So this is going to be for kind of one-off questions where you don't want to connect to all your existing data, but you have a specific prompt you want for them. So we're working on that. Prompt assistant. So we were doing some more testing. So this is all working with that of trying to figure out, because initially I asked Isaiah and Urfi, and I said, let's do this. In Prompt Assistant, we're going to connect to our other tool, and we're going to programmatically send it the prompt. And then I realized that's cool, but you know what would be really cool is if we actually made it, kind of think about dumping that text to a place that other programs would have access to. And so imagine, like, let's say we could push it into the registry, we could start a COM object and push it and available there, and then other scripts could go check that thing, kind of like a webhook kind of thing, where we load our stuff information to somewhere that's available to other programs to go and check, right? And this way, it's not necessarily just for the example I just told you here, but it just opens up the door of, like, I can use Prompt Assistant to feed any tool, right? That tool is going to have to be custom looking for it, right? Don't get me wrong. But instead of just binding it to our one tool, this makes it much more versatile where other people can, if they still want to use Prompt Assistant as their source, because this menus with the hotkeys and hot strings and the GUI, that's a lot of work, and that we've already solved that, right? So this would open up other people to be able to use Prompt Assistant to then connect to their other tools, whatever they're wanting to use. Isaiah was looking at the Windows RT tool, and we've gotten that one. I think he saw there was a data, I forget what it was called, but there's a way to push it to make it available within your program, and other programs can ping it and see if something's there. So I think that's probably the route we're going to go. So look for that to come in. It should be pretty interesting. Prompt starting clock. Maybe this is what Irfan was converting it over into. Talk to AI. We're working with the Windows RT class to do the recording instead of FFmpeg, because once we solve that, FFmpeg is a great program, but it's like 130 megs, something like that, and it also has a little issue of, like, the starting recording, you lose about a half a second if you haven't preloaded it. So the Windows RT class should alleviate a lot of that, no overhead, instant recording and stuff. So we're looking at that, and maybe actually we can use it for recording the desktop for errors, because that's another really interesting one. We're taking screenshots, but maybe I was thinking of a video instead of doing screenshots. But yeah, is that record and chat? I'm not sure. This is still using the Windows RT stuff. Audio recorder? I actually don't know. Maybe Irfan was just trying to get an example first. I did ask him to have a working example of using the Windows RT class to record, and maybe that's what this one is. So I don't know exactly what that is at the moment. He was doing a lot of stuff, and I had a really crazy busy week, so I've just been telling them what to work on, but haven't been following up with as much. Click grabber, we created this one a while back where I mentioned it's really cool, and we did actually discover a little, not a bug, but let me see how can I do that. So let's say I'm in here and I automated clicking this close button. Well, in our click grabber tool, it gets the name of this button and puts it in your code. All right, I'll just show you. I think it's actually running. I was using it earlier. No. Hey. So I did add this to Prompt Assistant this morning. So AI tools, click grabber. Now, Windows S, that's just the default hotkey I have for it. I think that's in screen window mode instead of, or screen mode instead of window mode. But if I automated clicking this, now that disappeared, now I'm going to go ahead and stop collecting. Before, that would have caused an error. I'm going to paste this. So it did left click, but notice we don't have the comment here. I should have done another one. Let me undo that. Bring this back up. Windows S again. So let's say I wanted to hit Find Next.
Inconceivable!
I'll click both of those and then close. Now when I stop collecting, hit Windows V. So here's the Find Next. See how it says a comment here? That left button at that location was Find Next. This one was the replace. Oh, look, this one, we didn't get the comment. Why is that? Well, because when we clicked close, the window's instantly gone, and we have no way to get what the button was, right? Before, we didn't have a try statement there, and it was causing an error. So we did it where and Isaiah said we could keep track of where the mouse is, always getting what's under it, and then we'd have it. But I'm like, yeah, this is kind of not a throwaway script, but it's not meant to be that robust. So for now, we at least avoid the error. But this will give you a script, so I can let me put this into. I think I have a toolkit running. All right, so now here is that script. I put in toolkit. I'm going to run it. Let me bring up. Actually, let me do this. Let me put the sleep as 2 seconds instead of. I don't think so. Okay, so now it's running. Yeah, it did try to do the stuff. Oh, and it's still trying. So the window's visible because we're just sending mouse clicks, right? So Control T. Yeah, I should move it. So we did the Find Next. It tried the next one. Oh, and it closed it. So yeah, that just ran the script. So you get the idea, right? That's a very reliable. We are going to plan to hopefully rebuild Toolkit in the V2 version and make it a very simple thing, but have the auto assist, IntelliSense typing, and a few other things, but just make it as a super simple editor, but something that's really built for V2 because he adapted it to V2, but it's written in V1 and it's very complicated. So anyway, at some point we'll get to that. Bring window to mouse. I didn't know Isaiah changed this, but he just demonstrated this one. Actually did that. Oh yeah, good. Updated on my screen. Great tool when your window's out off the screen. It will bring. You can hit a hotkey. Actually, let me run it. And then I don't remember the hotkey. Let me see here. So here's Notepad. When I double click it, notice it brought Notepad to where my mouse was when I initially hit Control Q. So again, I'm going to put this, let's put it, no, can't do it there. I'm going to put it up on a different screen, but just pretend it's off screen, right? You're logged into a computer remotely and you can't see it. I'm going to click where I want, wherever my mouse is, I'm going to put it right here in the corner. Control Q. Oh, look, here's Notepad. I want it here, double click. And it's going to bring it right where that top left corner there. So very handy to bring that hidden window somewhere to you. Very, very cool. We haven't released this one yet, but I was demonstrating. This one's really cool. We've made a lot of progress on it. When I copy, it'll tell you the types of formats of things. So actually, let's go back to here. This is a great example. So here, if I copy, you'll notice there's plain text, HTML, and that the locale, this really should say 2 formats because the locale is just your setting, so I need to adjust that. But there's no way, unfortunately, to tell a program what format you want to paste. Most programs, a couple Office programs let you, but even then, they're not the best at it. All right, so Effortless Video Reducer, really great program. We did, I guess I relaunched it. Darn it. This, we now have it where we can choose either MP4 or MKV files, so that was an update we made. And I think it remembers that, which is cool. Remove metadata. I think we've actually maybe published this one now. It removes, like the title or author or whatever, because sometimes you'll have some weird stuff in your data, and it's not easy to do. So this tool actually removes that for you. We're working on our Stripe. I'm not going to open this, but our Stripe. Actually, I can open this part of it, and it shows now I can select a client. Let's just say it's me. I can hit Stripe. If I hit calculate, it will just send an email, and this should get changed to be email. If I hit Stripe, it goes and creates a Stripe invoice, which is awesome because then it gets automatically recurring. If they don't pay the bill, it'll automatically remind them to go pay the bill. So that's why we're moving to that. Check. So no, that's an internal tool. Look in the email addresses. Stripe, pretty links. We made a little minor tweak in this one. So when I'm in the pretty links tool, so again, let's say if I brought up our window snipping tool. So if I use this and I double click it from here, it automatically will update this file, or that's what our plan is. Apparently that's not done yet because it should have written to that file, but I don't see it getting updated yet. So apparently Irfan hasn't finished that part yet. I thought he had. Some changes to prompts. It's a modified file. This is Windhooks. Irfan was putting this online, so if you wanted to play with Windhooks, we have a V2 version that we're releasing. We'll have to make a video on that because they're very advanced, but they're not too difficult to use, but the concepts are advanced. And again, the project invoice calculator, Stripe helper, yeah, I think that's other stuff. So that's basically what I've been up to. Tracking time for extraction. Yes, I gotta make a video on that. I didn't know we changed this one. Suspender, we mentioned during the hero call. We hadn't updated that one in a while. But it allows you to suspend running programs. Flip text, that should have a URL in there. So maybe we have a little problem with our, that's interesting. No, that should be shown up. Oh, and it did. I'm an idiot. Track time for extraction. This one hasn't been released yet, but maybe at some point it really helps us grab parts of the hero calls that we can then publish. And so during the videos, the meetings, I will hit a button to record the timestamps, and it allows me to easily track that, store it, and write the FFmpeg code to go rip those out of the videos. So hope you enjoyed that. This is our 101st what we automated with AutoHotkey this week. It's hard to believe we've done that many videos. But let me know if you have any questions and what you're working on. Like this if you enjoyed the video. It really helps us out. Cheers.